So everyone's familiar with the four seasons of winter, spring, summer, and fall, right? Well, in West Africa, there's a secret fifth season that can't be found anywhere else on the planet. Harmattan is a season that occurs between the end of November and the middle of March in West Africa, which is defined by a strong northeasterly wind that comes from the Sahara Desert sweeping over the region. So while in many places of the world it's common to think of seasonal change as a strictly temperature-based phenomenon, aka there's only so many months of the year that you can lick the flagpole without consequences. In West Africa, there's broadly two seasons, the wet, rainy monsoon season and the dry, windy Harmattan season. During the Harmattan months, the trade wind which goes over West Africa, which is coincidentally called the Harmattan, where the season gets its name, has enough of an effect over the region to get its own seasonal designation. So obviously West Africa's got it made with their own special fifth season, because they obviously won't share it with anybody. So let's just see exactly what we are missing. Increased fire risk, sandstorms, crop failure, severe temperature fluctuations, disease, child mortality, and of course, literally blotting out the sun like a biblical plague. What did we ever do to the Harmattan to receive such treatment? I didn't do anything. Well, you can remember, based off context clues, the trade wind goes over the Sahara Desert, which is full of sand and dust. Ipso facto, issues. And this isn't just a little dusty. No, this is disrespectful dust. Like in regards to temperature fluctuations, we're talking about it being 9 degrees Celsius all day, only for it to jump up 30 degrees Celsius as soon as the dust blows away. And that can turn previously lush environments into wilted wastelands immediately. And because you have all this dust in the air, destroying any visibility, all these weird problems start coming into the fold. Like, it's estimated that millions of dollars are lost by airlines every single year in the region because, oh my god, I live in the spicy version of Silent Hill and I can't see 5 feet in front of me. Another interesting aspect of the Harmattan is that it can drop the humidity of the area so low that people will just get spontaneous nosebleeds, which is another reason why we think that the word Harmattan comes from a phrase that literally means tears your breath apart. But to be fair, people also think that it may be from the word haram, which means forbidden. Health experts also state that the cold and dry winds can cause medical emergencies in those who have sickle cell anemia. But thankfully though, West Africa, oh yeah, it has one of the highest levels of sickle cell anemia in the world. Yeah, that's bad. But the way that the Harmattan actually hurts the area the most may not be from the direct medical effects of the wind on people, but on its effects on food production. Western Africa is already one of the most food insecure regions on Earth, with many countries already having to import food or rely on aid to kind of make ends meet in its most vulnerable populations. This is due in large part due to the economic models of the region favoring cash crops over foodstuffs, which, certainly doesn't help when every couple of months a serial killer wind comes through and kills anything that's green. So, there may be a reason why the Harmattan does not have the highest approval ratings in this region of the world. But being serious, I also want to take a step back and say the Harmattan is not always at this disastrous level. Seemingly the majority of the time, it's kind of just presents itself as like just this really heavy fog that kind of resides in the area during these months. But I think it would be remiss to not state, NASA has found that air pollution in Africa likely caused the premature deaths of about 780,000 people in 2016, more than the number killed by AIDS. They attributed about 70% of those deaths to dust brought about by winds like the Harmattan. So you kind of make your own conclusions. It's just bizarre to see that something so mundane as like seasonal change can have such a catastrophic effect on one of the largest concentrations of human life in the world. There are so many newsreels about Harmattan. They're just going over these disastrous effects. It's just another day in Nigeria. This has been Weird Wikipedia with Professor Jelly. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure to subscribe.